Hey guys, Paul from Ashen. It is New Comic Book Day for the week of October 28th, and we're going to get started right now.
Now!
This episode brought to you by Pain Meds. I need them so bad. My back is killing me. We'll get them eventually.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Capes and Scowls. Hello! How are you? You doing good? I always ask you that. I hope you're doing well. Or not. We're going to do the trades now. Trades are fun. We've got Doom Patrol, Weight of the World. Collecting that whole mini-series, I believe. Did we read any of this? We didn't. Nope. Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. This is Fraction, right? Fraction with Lieber. I love Lieber. This was really fun. I enjoyed this. I didn't finish it though. I will. I'm you know me. Read an issue or two, fall off. Yeah, it was good.
Trade.
Pick up a trade later. I'll read it.
That's why this is so important to you.
It really is.
I get to find out what you find.
Batman, 80 Years of the Bat Family. This is actually a collection of those 80th anniversary one-shots and some other books like the Detective Comics 100 or 1000, excuse me, and just Catwoman, Joker, Robin, all of those. So if you missed out on any of these, this tome, which you couldn't kill somebody with, but it is quite large, that's for you. House of Whispers is up to volume 3 if you're enjoying the Neil Gaiman universe over at DC. These aren't true trades, I suppose, but they're pretty cool. They're for young children. Supergirl, an origin story. Cyborg, an origin story. And Robin, an origin... I don't know why that voice. Origin story. These are stories, actual stories with some pictures, which is kind of fun. So good for your kids, good to get them reading. Get your kids reading, huh? They're just going to be a little shit like you. Right, Paul? I mean, look at me. We have DC Superhero Adventures Superman and the Toxic Troublemaker. These are the same kind of thing, a little more advanced. Then you got the Flash and the Storm of the Century. And hold on, I missed one here. Batman and the Missing Punchline. Does not actually have punchline in it, just so you know.
A punchline.
A punchline, not the punchline. From Jonathan Hill, we have Odessa. This looks really cool. This is from Oni Press. I don't know a lot about it, but it looks like something I would enjoy. We've got Power Rangers, Sins of the Future. A love that crosses all of time and space. That's what it says on the back. Empire. We read a lot of Empire stuff. Empire was overall pretty good, I would say. I enjoyed it. So you could scoop that up. Blue and Green. I don't know a lot about this, but it looks pretty interesting. You don't know anything about this, do you?
Nope.
Blue and Green are pretty close on the color wheel. Gotcha.
They make teal.
There it is. This book's about teal things.
It's probably not.
You're gonna have to fact check me out there. Nailbiter Returns. We read a bunch of this. This was so good. Nailbiter is such a cringy kind of book for me because I don't like the whole biting nails and grossness and body horror stuff. But the book's so good, I can't deny it. I'm just like cringing, like, oh god, this is so good, I hate it. That's me reading that book. League of Legends Z. Hey, you know who doesn't know anything about League of Legends other than it's a game? This guy. Paul loves it though. Paul's the champion on his server. He owns the East Coast, is my understanding.
Yeah.
He plays as what's the elf lady with the hood? You love her. What's her name?
Ash. You actually got that one. She's not an elf, but like you're pretty damn close.
And finally, there is a new previews. We're gonna do the Marvel one first. I didn't even call to you yet, but okay, it's MODOK Head Games. Who doesn't love MODOK? MODOK's the best. You're right. You know they got in this previews, and I'm just going to tell you about it. There is a tiki mug of MODOK that you can get, and it's awesome. It's way too expensive, but it's awesome. Let's make sure you look for that.
Stop.
Oh my god! All right, you got to stop making me stop on Vampirella. Every single time it's Vampirella.
I didn't even try.
I know. I didn't.
Just go. Stop. There you go.
All right, you can get now. This'll.
Figure.
This is actually the Dynamic Forces section where you can order signed collectibles that are all certified and whatnot. You can get Department of Truth, Issue 2, signed by James Tinian IV.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that fun? It'll only cost you $39.99 if you pre-order it through the Previews magazine. See, there's gold in here. Gold in them there hills.
First up, we have Chew, issue number 4. It's a fun series, man. It's a fun series. Saffron is just getting worse and worse and worse. Things are going deeper. Everything is being compounded by the avian bird flu that is hurting people and causing problems between Saffron and her brother, because not only do they need to solve their respective issues, but they can't just go out chomping on anything, because they could potentially die from the bird flu. And that complicates matters, and things get bad, and they go really bad. So I'm curious how the next issue is going to go.
All right, it's time for my first book. All 3 of my books, Paul, were good. It's nice. It's refreshing, because it doesn't happen all the time.
It didn't last week.
It sure didn't. Sex Criminals, issue 69, which of course... How old are you? How old are you? How
old are they? Come on, let's be honest.
They're awesome. This is the last issue. The series has wrapped. This was actually just a nice read. It had some silly, funny moments, of course, and some weird sexual jokes. But this was just a more subdued kind of issue, and it was just like, let's wrap this up in a bow. Let's just have a nice ending. You're following mutual friends of Susie and John, and they're getting married, and it's all just this big, crazy wedding on an island. And it's just nice. They just tie it up. You see a bunch of characters. The stuff at the end with Chip and Matt talking to the readers is really cool. The sex tips, pretty great. Your final sex tips at the end in the letters column. Just a good book, and I applaud these guys. It started as a joke, this whole thing, and turned into like the greatest thing in their careers. I mean, this put Chip on the map on most people's radars. Matt had been here already for a while, and I mean, it's great. It's great to see. Now Chip's doing amazing stuff with Daredevil. Matt just did this great Jimmy Olsen book that we talked about. It's really nice to see that some dumb book, some admittedly dumb book, they would say, did this for them. So I like the ending. I applaud the book, and check it out. And if you haven't read this book, check it out. It's pretty wild.
Next up, we have X of Swords. X of Swords.
Keep it in. Work through it.
Stasis, issue number 1.
That was cute, buddy.
I was assuming that this was going to be an issue where we kind of start seeing what's going on, but this is really just the opposite of what we've been seeing through our tie-ins. We get to see all of Arako's swords being formed. But I'm glad they did it in just like one issue. But we finally learn who the big bad is. And a lot of other issues that are going to be going on between the X-Men. And now that everybody is in Otherworld, all the stakes are heightened, because if anybody dies now, they're dead forever. At least in the form of who they are currently to us. It was a really good series. The art is beautiful, and it was interesting to get all these new characters that you might like, but let's face it, most of them aren't going to make it out. But pick it up anyway.
All right, this was very nearly my pick of the week. Super close. Like, I was debating it up until right now. It's Three Jokers. Three Jokers, issue 3. This is the last issue. Everything's going to get wrapped up. Everything's getting wrapped up this week. What can I say? This is a kind of an over-the-top story. If you're following the series, you know that the Jokers that are remaining are trying to create the best Joker, and they're creating a legacy that will live on. And they think the perfect person is Joe Chill, which of course is the man who murdered Thomas and Martha Wayne. Joe Chill's not in the best state right now, and a lot of different wild things happen that I just don't really want to give away. All you got to know is this book has dark moments, it has super violent moments, and it just really explores this trifecta of the Bat family, being Red Hood, Batgirl, and Batman, and their dynamic. I really like that being explored here, where Jason is just not having it with Bruce, and there's just so much going on. There's a lot going on in this book. If you haven't started reading this, definitely get on it. Track down the issues, wait for the trade, but make sure you read this. This was a super good book, and I did enjoy it quite a bit. Almost the pick of the week.
And my pick of the week is Department of Truth, issue number 2. This was an amazing series to start, and it's just getting better because we are dealing with Cole kind of wrapping his head around the concept of the Department of Truth and realizing that a lot of the things that he's kind of thought, meh, this isn't a thing, actually are things. And so these things are like, it's not really a thing. It actually is a thing based on how often or how much people believe in them. And that leads him to the first mystery that he's going to solve between something that came up in his life. Back in the 80s, and I lived there, back in the 80s, there was a big kind of satanic rush to judgment. People thought everything, like Satan was behind everything, particularly D&D. So a lot of Satan is going to get your children through D&D. Well, because so many people believe that, stuff started to actually manifest, and that they wrapped up Cole as a child, and since I'm not going to go into how or why that might still be in effect, it's just such an interesting story. And then we get to learn more about the Department of Truth itself and the oddball people that are within the department. It's just something so different and fun to read. I highly what's the word I'm trying to find?
Recommend.
I recommend issue. I'm so much paid. It's just not working. I recommend going back and grabbing issue number 1 and then grabbing this one too.
Oh, wait, the word was unicorn.
It was not. It was recommend. Pretty sure. It might be unicorn.
It could be unicorn.
I don't know anymore. Pick up Department of Truth issue number 2.
All right, gang, it's time for my pick of the week. What edged out very narrowly the Three Jokers? Why, it is TMNT Last Ronin, issue 1. This is the story of the turtles in the future. There's only one left. There's only one turtle left. The other 3, gone. If you avoided spoilers like I did, you don't know which turtle this is. And as you're watching it, you can never clearly see what color bandana they're wearing. And there are things that happen that they kind of make you think it's this one, and maybe it's this one, and you do eventually, I will spoil, you find out which one it is by the end of the story. And I was happy. Pretty interesting take on turtles and just the trauma of being the last one and the city kind of being terrible and trying to get a smidge of revenge on the city that did you wrong. And I'm trying to be as vague as possible here, but it felt like a classic turtle story. It was just super solid, and I was very happy with it. And I cannot wait to see the rest of the series. So if you are wondering if the hype is real around this book, it absolutely is. I think you'll like it. If you've never read a turtle book, you only remember like the old cartoon, that's enough. You can get the rest of this and enjoy it. The book's awesome. It is worth noting, the book is big. It actually probably won't fit in a silver bag and board. It's like longer and wonkier, and it's a weird shaped book. I guess that would be my only negative. You're probably going to need a golden book bag and board, or a magazine bag and board, or I don't know, custom make a bag and board. Get creative. Get your hot glue guns out, kids. But anyways, this was a lot of fun. You should read it. This should definitely be on your radar. And like I said, it just barely beat that Three Jokers because it just did enough original things and gave me a feeling of nostalgia. So that's it. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Nothing major to plug, although I will say, if you're following the comic book store on our Facebook, there is a D&D Ogre Zombie paint night coming up this Friday. You can purchase the kit at the store, or anywhere I suppose, and ask for an invite into the Zoom call, and you can paint with everybody who paints here at the comic book store. It'd be fun. Aside from that, I got nothing. And Paul looks like he really needs to lay down.
I really need to lay down.
Yeah, I think I could really drag this out, though, and be a real jerk. What do you think?
Why would you do that?
I mean, I could just be it's going to take you 20 minutes to get over to that camera anyways.
That's just so mean.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
It's so wrong.